Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, an influential icon in hip-hop, celebrated for his entrepreneurial success and infamous for his fiery disputes with fellow celebrities, has recently ignited a storm of controversy with startling allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. In a series of public statements, 50 Cent accused Diddy of engaging in profoundly disturbing behavior, specifically claiming that he exploited his adopted daughter. These shocking accusations have reverberated across the entertainment world, sparking widespread outrage and fueling intense debates about power dynamics, morality, and the pervasive issue of exploitation within the industry. As the story continues to unfold, it sheds light on the darker undercurrents of celebrity culture and the complex interplay of fame, influence, and accountability.
Days after a damning surveillance video showed Diddy abusing his ex, a documentary is closer to becoming a reality.
Now let's bring in TMC's Michael Babcock. Good morning to you, Michael.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing all right. So tell us what's going on with this. We understand rapper 50 Cent has been shopping this around.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of people thought that 50 was just trolling, and if anyone follows 50 on Twitter or Instagram, he's no stranger to that. He definitely, engages in trolling and makes a lot of jokes. So when he had, repeatedly taken shot after shot after shot at Diddy and then said, hey, I'm working on a documentary, I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV studio, and he's made a bunch of really successful projects under that banner. They were actually selling it around to different streaming, organizations, including Netflix. Netflix ultimately had the most money, placed the winning bid, and at some point here in the future, we don't know exactly when, but this is actually going to be something that airs on Netflix.
So many people may not know. I mean, the two of them have had beef for decades. 50 Cent has kept his foot on Diddy's neck for decades.
Absolutely. Like they once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down. Diddy really, is not in a position right now to fire back at 50 Cent. So, yeah, he's taken a lot of abuse, and I don't know that anyone feels sorry for P. Diddy right now, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either, and it's certainly not going to end anytime soon.
50 Cent and Diddy stand as two of the most iconic figures in hip-hop, each carving out a legacy of success and influence. 50 Cent, renowned for hit songs like In DA Club, has built a multifaceted empire spanning music, television, and consumer products. His business acumen has positioned him as a dominant force beyond the rap scene. Diddy, meanwhile, is celebrated as a legendary music producer and entrepreneur, known for shaping the careers of countless artists and transforming Bad Boy Records into a powerhouse in the music industry. Together, their impact on hip-hop and pop culture is undeniable, though their rivalry often draws as much attention as their achievements.
Orlando Brown said Diddy's not going to jail. He said,
I can understand why he would say that.
Yeah. Can you break that down a little bit more? Why you think he said
Well, considering that the is selling his own god evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder. Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
How come you think it doesn't get leaked to the public?
The dark net?
Yeah, like...
Because of the dark coin. Most people don't even know that the dark coin exists. But that's how they're trading for all of the flesh they sell. Which is why I became so outraged last year when the twins turned 16 and he had them dressed like prostitutes and then he auctioned them off as NFTs because the NFT that he sold them to was attached to that dark fucking coin. It was like a promissory note to sell his daughters to the highest bidder.
You see movies like Hostel. Do places like that really exist?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do the things that go on in places like that exist?
Absolutely.
Shit. It's funny because
there are 3 women I know right now in my life. They've been in my life for 6 years. I've been caring for them for 3 years.
Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement? This question has been raised by critics and observers in light of the ongoing controversy. Diddy has yet to issue a detailed public response to 50 Cent's allegations. However, he has consistently denied similar accusations in the past and maintains that he adheres to high ethical standards both personally and professionally. Diddy's representatives have frequently pointed to his character, his role as a father, and his significant contributions to the music industry as evidence of his integrity. They argue that his long-standing reputation as a pioneer and leader in hip-hop should not be overshadowed by unproven allegations. As the debate continues to unfold, the spotlight remains on the importance of accountability and transparency, especially for figures wielding significant influence in both the industry and their personal lives.
I got them off of Epstein Island. I cannot say where they are in the world. What I can say is when they got into the boat, they were roughed.
Wow.
Want to know how they ended up on Epstein Island?
Please.
They auditioned to be models for music videos.
Oh, casting couch.
When they got to Miami, they had to show and turn over their ID. And they collected their passports. And then they drugged them. And then the next thing you know, they were in a storage container getting fucked by a bunch of weird strangers on camera who were bidding for all of the terrible things that were happening to them live online.
Wow.
After they made it through that, that's when they were sent to Rick Ross's music videos, shoots, as groupies and extras to make sure that they could walk around in society without looking like victims. And then after that, that's when they were shipped off to Epstein Island to be broken in and to be readied for Dubai and Moscow. When they got into the boat and I looked at them, they didn't have to tell me shit. And neither one of them, none of them, they didn't speak for weeks. But when you spend time with strangers and they finally feel safe enough to go to sleep and then they start talking in their sleep and you hear the shit that they yell.
You know, it's crazy because as you sit here and we talk about Hostile and
These 3 girls that I'm telling you about were in videos that are being played online today. And they appeared in those videos after they had already been sodomized, systematically beaten, starved. But they were smiling in those videos, though.
For 6 years, their lives have intersected, with the past 3 years marked by an intense rivalry and public feuds. 50 Cent and Diddy have frequently traded jabs through social media, interviews, and even their music, fueling a long-standing conflict. However, the latest allegations from 50 Cent mark a dramatic escalation in their ongoing feud. 50 Cent's claims center around Diddy's adult adopted daughter, Chance Combs. He has accused Diddy of exploiting Chance, alleging that she has been used inappropriately to further Diddy's business interests and personal agenda. According to 50 Cent, Diddy's actions represent a troubling misuse of power and influence, sparking widespread outrage and raising questions about the ethical boundaries within the entertainment industry. These explosive accusations have amplified the tension between the two hip-hop moguls, with the story continuing to dominate headlines.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you sit here and, we got your story before where you actually said you've seen what a saw does to human flesh, like having a saw. I mean, we got Terrence Gangsta in the building too as well, and he literally said he's seen the same thing, what he's seen a saw, what it does to human flesh. And I'm like, I don't know what it does to a person's mind or a psyche when they see that in person.
It changes you.
Like,
it changes you. There is a place inside of me where I have the ability to either see a human body as a human being or just pieces.
Now, Jack, you said Justin Bieber, and I have to ask you because there's a picture circulating online where they show
He's the new Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, they show him crying.
He's the new Tevin Campbell.
You're almost giving him a gateway to speak his truth of what happened. Because
I wish Tevin Campbell would speak to him or for him. Because the same thing that they did to him, they're doing to Bieber right now. And I have evidence. That poor kid. And all because he got discovered by Usher. And then Usher took him right over there to the diddler. And let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. So let me ask you this, because you did the domino effect with Rook, and you said something in which you mentioned that you've seen the devil. You've seen him.
Yeah.
From your experiences, have you seen him enact his ways within a human being where you've seen a devil in a person come out?
Absolutely. And I've seen him in real time.
What?
When you're being raped, if you're brave enough to look into your rapist's eyes, I promise you'll see nothing. Nothing. There is no human there. It's almost like they're in a trance. You can talk to rapists and they'll tell you.
50 Cent has elaborated on his allegations against Diddy through various interviews and social media posts, claiming that Diddy has involved Chance Combs in situations inappropriate for her age and used her as a pawn in his business dealings. According to 50 Cent, this behavior points to a troubling pattern that, if substantiated, would represent a grave violation of parental and ethical responsibilities. The public and industry response to these allegations has been both intense and deeply divided. While some dismiss 50 Cent's claims as part of his penchant for feuds and attention-grabbing antics, others have expressed genuine concern, calling for a thorough investigation into the matter. This situation is crazy, one observer noted, especially since we've seen 50 Cent bring up other stories before. His track record may raise eyebrows, but the allegations he's making now demand closer scrutiny. The controversy continues to stir heated debate, with many questioning the balance between public accountability and the potential sensationalism surrounding high-profile feuds.
Even in that moment, there is a space where they lost their self. They don't even remember. It's possession of the flesh. to watch a person give up utter control of themselves and allow that energy to come in. I stared at a man raping me, choking me, and I saw nothing. And that's when I knew this isn't a person anymore. Which is why the idea of picking that knife up and slitting his fucking throat didn't bother me at all. That wasn't a person anymore. There wasn't a person in there. Mm-hmm. You want to know what's really fucked up?
Sure.
Can you imagine if every artist that's ever been goddamn violated decided to settle their own score? How many dead bodies would we be cleaning up?
So that takes me to when you speak on Aaliyah. People really was honed in when you spoke on Dame Dash, Aaliyah, and you're speaking on something where you're saying, I wish that situation would be investigated further.
No, to be investigated. Period.
Period.
It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement?
50 Cent argues that his allegations, despite his history of controversial statements, should not be dismissed outright. Supporters point to his willingness to address such a serious issue as a possible indication of underlying truth. They emphasize that the gravity of the accusations warrants attention, regardless of his past reputation for stirring controversy. On the other hand, critics urge caution, warning against taking his claims at face value due to his history of personal vendettas and public provocations. They suggest that his pattern of using sensational allegations to fuel feuds could overshadow the credibility of his statements. Even amidst this polarized debate, there is a space for nuanced discussion about accountability, power dynamics, and ethical responsibilities, both within the entertainment industry and beyond. The controversy underscores the importance of balancing skepticism with the need for thorough investigation into such serious claims.
About a plane crash and what happened leading up to it. Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like
why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental.
Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm going to ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play?
Now, mind you, September 11th happened a week later. 9/11 happened a week later. Do you think that took away from it?
Once again, there are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of fucking money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
Hey.
There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out and recorded regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her. What the fuck?
Oh.
What would you need? A nigga don't ask for that. And Diddy had Hype Williams the balls. Belly was a money pit.
Without question. Yeah.
And Jay-Z got 10 free videos out of Williams. And Hype didn't work for free.
Ugh.
The question being posed is a pointed one. Why would a plane crash, typically considered an accident, require testimonies or details about its circumstances to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement, NDA? This query suggests an implication of potential foul play, as accidents generally do not demand secrecy unless there are elements to conceal. The reference to September 11th adds an intriguing context, as it was a time of heightened sensitivity and scrutiny surrounding aviation and security incidents. However, linking a specific plane crash to an NDA, especially in proximity to such a monumental event, raises questions about accountability, transparency, and the motivations behind silencing witnesses or involved parties. In this moment, the plea for clarity is evident. If there's nothing to hide, why impose secrecy? This line of reasoning demands that unexplained details be addressed openly to dispel speculation and reinforce public trust. The claims and context presented here weave a narrative of alleged secrecy, financial manipulation, and exploitation tied to high-profile individuals and events. Questions surrounding the use of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, after what is described as an accident raise significant concerns. Why would over 25 NDAs reportedly be signed in relation to a plane crash unless there was sensitive or incriminating information to protect? Such measures imply a level of control over the narrative and potential legal liability that demands scrutiny. The mention of short sales on stocks, potentially profiting from insider knowledge or timing, adds another layer of suspicion. Allegations that prominent figures, including individuals like Sean Jay-Z Carter, benefited financially from these events further deepen the controversy. Similarly, references to Hype Williams and the alleged exploitation of resources for personal or business gains amplify the narrative of opportunism in the industry. If 50 Cent's allegations regarding Diddy and the exploitation of a minor hold any validity, the repercussions could be seismic. Such behavior, if proven, would not only tarnish reputations but also lead to serious legal consequences. Exploiting a minor is both morally reprehensible and a violation of the law, and public figures involved in such acts would face immense backlash and judicial accountability. The entertainment industry has long grappled with issues of power, secrecy, and exploitation. These accusations, if pursued and substantiated, could catalyze significant reforms and demand a reckoning for those abusing their influence.
That fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it, because Al B. Sure just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason.
I speak for a reason. These words underscore the seriousness of 50 Cent's allegations and the potential consequences if evidence supports his claims. Should his accusations hold merit, the ramifications could involve criminal charges, lawsuits, and severe penalties. An investigation, if initiated, would likely engage child protection services and law enforcement, possibly resulting in a high-profile court case. The allegations also shine a spotlight on broader ethical and parental responsibilities. As a parent, Diddy bears the duty to protect, nurture, and ensure the safety and well-being of his children. Exploiting a child for personal or professional gain constitutes a profound violation of these responsibilities, raising questions about accountability not only on an individual level but also within the structures of the entertainment industry. The role of the media in shaping public perception of such allegations cannot be overstated. Sensationalized coverage often risks overshadowing the gravity of the claims, turning serious issues into spectacles. However, responsible journalism has the power to uncover the truth, hold influential figures accountable, and provide clarity to the public. As this story develops, the media's approach to covering it will significantly influence both the investigation's outcome and public discourse. The balance between sensationalism and factual reporting will determine whether the focus remains on the pursuit of justice or devolves into mere tabloid fodder. The outcome of these allegations could indeed have a profound and lasting impact on Diddy's career and public image. Even if the accusations are disproven, the mere act of being accused could severely tarnish his reputation, leading to a loss of endorsements, business opportunities, and professional relationships. The damage to his standing in the entertainment industry could be far-reaching, influencing how both fans and business partners perceive him going forward. Social media, with its rapid reach and influence, has only amplified the impact of 50 Cent's allegations. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter provide 50 Cent with direct access to the public, allowing him to bypass traditional media filters and communicate his message unfiltered. This can be both a blessing and a curse. While it allows for quick dissemination of information, it also complicates the process of separating fact from speculation. As a result, social media reactions can be swift, intense, and often polarizing. Supporters and detractors alike can shape public opinion in real time, sometimes fueling more division and confusion rather than clarity. This amplifies the stakes for those involved, as the discourse can evolve rapidly and significantly impact the way the public and industry stakeholders view the situation.
This bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, that you... There's too many coincidences.
Too many. You...
Fuck you, honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too.
Mm.
And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that 250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's got to be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting 2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like, she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for 100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, are we at church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord. You know?
Amen.
In the wake of 50 Cent's explosive allegations, there have been mounting calls for a formal investigation into Diddy's conduct. Advocacy groups, fans, and some industry insiders emphasize the need for an independent inquiry to uncover the truth and ensure that accountability is upheld. They argue that given the serious nature of the claims, a thorough and impartial investigation is crucial for maintaining trust within the industry and protecting vulnerable individuals. Such an investigation would likely need to involve child welfare organizations, law enforcement, and other relevant authorities to properly assess the allegations and determine whether any laws have been broken or ethical boundaries crossed. The goal would be to establish the facts, safeguard potential victims, and hold accountable those whose actions could have harmed others. The outcome of this inquiry could reshape public perceptions and have wide-reaching consequences for Diddy's career and reputation, as well as for the broader entertainment industry. For any allegations to lead to meaningful action, credible evidence is crucial. While 50 Cent's claims have captured significant attention, they remain allegations without concrete proof. Gathering and presenting such evidence is not only essential for any legal proceedings but also for maintaining public trust in the process. Without verifiable facts, the allegations risk being dismissed as rumors or part of a personal vendetta. This underscores the importance of investigative journalism and legal scrutiny in uncovering the truth. Thorough investigations by credible sources can bring critical facts to light, holding individuals accountable and ensuring transparency. Legal authorities play an equally vital role in verifying claims and ensuring that due process is followed. Beyond the immediate legal and ethical questions, the allegations also shine a light on the broader need for robust support systems for children involved in the entertainment industry. From legal protections to mental health resources, it is crucial that young individuals in the industry have access to safeguards that ensure their well-being and help them navigate the complex and often exploitative environment of fame and business. The industry must prioritize the safety and mental health of children, ensuring they are not only protected legally but also supported emotionally and psychologically. Ensuring the well-being of minors in the entertainment industry should be a top priority. This includes implementing stricter regulations and oversight to prevent exploitation and abuse, as well as providing safe, accessible channels for reporting any misconduct. The industry has long faced criticism for its treatment of young talent, with stories of exploitation, coercion, and abuse surfacing from the early days of Hollywood to the present. These historical patterns provide important context for understanding the severity and plausibility of 50 Cent's allegations, highlighting a troubling legacy that continues to cast a shadow over the entertainment world. The allegations also underscore the need for ongoing vigilance and reform. While the industry has made some strides in addressing these issues, much work remains to be done. Parents and guardians of young entertainers play a critical role in protecting their children's interests, often serving as the first line of defense against exploitation. In many cases, they are the ones best positioned to spot red flags and act in their children's best interests. If the allegations against Diddy are true, it would represent a significant failure of this protective role. It raises serious questions about the balance between managing a child's career and safeguarding their physical and emotional well-being. The intersection of fame, business, and childhood should never compromise a minor's safety or dignity, and these allegations call for a deeper examination of how the industry and its gatekeepers handle such responsibilities.
So, what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns, and he's got semen-coated VHS tapes.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street stars. Know what time it is.
And it's been a crazy year. But the reason why even right now, your old interview that you did last year is trending even crazier because you're almost like, not Nostradamus, but Nostradamus. What you have said, not only in our interview, but on your own personal lives.
Yeah. Which gets shadowed down constantly.
Yeah, things start coming to fruition to where you targeted certain people in that interview. And now you're seeing, I don't want to even say downfall, but you're seeing that target that you put on people's backs.
I'm seeing integrity.
Wow.
Show up.
Wow.
You know, the day of the raid, I got a lot of notifications. I got a lot of ads. I got a lot of mentions. I got a lot of phone calls.
When you said the day of the raid, you're talking about the raid on both Miami and California.
And New York simultaneously.
Wait, New York was?
Yeah, the New York house was raided as well.
Oh, wow. That didn't even, they didn't even really.
3 states working in tandem. And they did not tell the officers who they were raiding.
They went in tactical as they were instructed to. They didn't know they was raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't tell anybody because they knew, with Diddy being a Fed informant, that he had people in the force and they wanted to make sure that went through legit. So they ain't tell nobody whose houses they was going to.
That's why you see the guns.
The cops didn't know that it was Diddy's house over there in Beverly Hills around the corner from the Playboy Mansion. They didn't know until they seen the kids.
So what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tapes. I would have went in a hazmat suit.
So let me ask you this.
The controversy surrounding 50 Cent's allegations could potentially spark a broader movement within the entertainment industry, akin to the #MeToo movement. This movement would aim to expose and eradicate abusive practices, particularly those involving minors. It would require a collective effort from artists, advocates, fans, and industry professionals to drive meaningful change, creating an environment where the safety and well-being of young talent are prioritized over profit or fame. The conversation about accountability and ethical responsibility could evolve into a larger cultural shift that demands systemic reform. For 50 Cent, these allegations represent yet another chapter in his career marked by public feuds and controversy. His willingness to speak out on such a serious issue could either enhance his reputation as a candid truth-teller who isn't afraid to confront difficult topics or further alienate those who view his actions as self-serving or part of his ongoing quest for attention. His position on the matter may solidify him as a polarizing figure within the industry, with some seeing him as a whistleblower and others questioning his motives. For Diddy, the future remains uncertain. The allegations could tarnish his legacy, regardless of their truth, leading to professional setbacks, a tarnished reputation, and possibly strained relationships within the industry. The outcome of the investigation, coupled with the ongoing media attention, will likely determine whether he can restore his image or if these accusations will leave a permanent mark on his career. Both men, as influential figures, are at the center of a narrative that could shape the future of the entertainment industry's approach to ethics, power dynamics, and the protection of minors. The uncertainty surrounding how Diddy responds to these allegations, and whether any concrete evidence emerges, will ultimately shape the legacy of this controversy. His public reaction, the outcome of any investigations, and the support or backlash he receives from the industry and the public will determine how this chapter is remembered. If the allegations are proven false or dismissed, Diddy may be able to rebuild his reputation, though the shadow of the accusations could still linger. However, if evidence emerges that substantiates the claims, it could have lasting and far-reaching consequences for both his career and the entertainment industry's standards regarding the treatment of minors. The way this situation unfolds may serve as a turning point in the industry's handling of similar issues, highlighting the need for greater transparency, accountability, and protection for young talent. For both Diddy and 50 Cent, the resolution of these allegations will have significant implications for their legacies, whether as figures who shaped the industry's future or as examples of its darker, more exploitative side.